Welcome to this episode of Smart Tech. I'm Andrew Barije, host, and of course we have quite lots of amazing developments in technology, getting to understand the current trends not only in Uganda but the world and Africa at large. And today what we expect on the show, definitely we shall be looking at the different trends, at what's happening around the world, the latest into the news of technology, and of course firstly we shall review something that's from ChatGPT, and of course getting to understand its development, the artificial intelligence platform, which will be very key and sustainable in terms of developing malware. And definitely we shall also look at the gamers as Stadia closes down in the UK, and probably it's one of, can I say, the fans had called it the Netflix of games, Stadia, but shuts down in the UK. And of course lots of that is coming up. And we shall come down to South Africa, looking at telecom supporting the sustainable development of MNVOs. Well, that and more, and coming down to Uganda, getting to understand what is it like for engineered bamboo, and of course what problems is it going to be solving in the country, Uganda. But then away from that, towards the last part of the show, we shall be having an innovator of the day, of course showcasing the different innovations, the developments right there. And this time around is something to do with the e-learning, and we are looking at the new developments when it comes to the e-learning platform. Probably we've done him before, getting to see what is developing to make sure that he contributes to the tech sector, most especially when it comes to the education. That and more coming up. Stick around. Google shut down its Stadia cloud gaming service in the UK and issued refunds to gamers. Stadia was touted as a Netflix for games when it launched in November 2019, allowing players to stream games online without a PC or console. The service was inaccessible after 8 hours of January 19th, with gamers telling the media that it feels heartbroken to see it go. Google has promised refunds to anyone who made Stadia purchases, including people who bought controllers, games or downloadable content. Google estimates that those funds would be completed by mid-Jan. Google has marked the closure by releasing the final Stadia game, Worm Game, which the developers used to test the service before its public release. It has also unveiled plans to make its Stadia controllers capable of using Bluetooth, which would allow them to be used on PCs wirelessly to play any game even after Stadia's closure. But fans have reacted with sadness, with many pointing out games developed exclusively to be played on Stadia could be lost forever once the service closes. Splash Damage, a London-based developer that made multiplayer game Outcasters, said last year it had no plans to bring the game elsewhere. Meanwhile, Q Games founder, the chief executive Dylan Cuthbert, told media his team had spent 2 years developing Stadia exclusive Pixel Junk Raiders, and he wanted to make sure it was not gone forever. Mr. Cuthbert says he was discussing how this might work with Google, which has been forward-thinking about finding a resolution. But there is another problem. Away from that, we head to Africa. Telkom, to support sustainable development for MVNOs. Leading South African mobile network provider, Telkom is the latest operator to announce plans to enable mobile virtual network operator partnership on its networks. Telkom has leveraged its extensive network footprint across South Africa to offer MVNOs the opportunity to provide quality services over its network, thereby enhancing the much-needed competition in the telecom space. And now let's head to artificial intelligence as we look at ChatGPT, showcasing promise of artificial intelligence in developing malware. ChatGPT's coding abilities are pretty basic. Checkpoint researchers wrote in a Jan 6 blog that it's only a matter of time until more sophisticated threat actors enhance the way they use artificial intelligence-based tools for bad. One artificial intelligence-generated script posted on Bridge forums and reviewed and verified by researchers amounts to an info stealer that looks for common file types, copies them to a random folder, compresses them and uploads them to a hard-coded FTP server. The poster wrote that he had worked with ChatGPT to generate the script by specifying what the program should do and what steps should be taken, in effect writing the code. Another Bridged forum member discussed abusing ChatGPT to create dark web marketplaces. ChatGPT is the creation of artificial intelligence research laboratory, Open Artificial Intelligence. The deep learning system that underpins its tool is the Generative Pre-trained Transformer 3, a 2021 paper from OpenAI describing an artificial intelligence tool for coding also based on GPT-3 and dubbed codecs concluded that the current state of the art for machine-generated code does not substantially increase online threat levels. GPT-3 is best used for generating code that can be incorporated as components for more complex systems. Codecs struggle to generate SQL and shell injection payloads, Open Artificial Intelligence researchers wrote, but it had no problem generating code for recursively encrypting files in a directory. One close observer of the inner workings agrees that artificial intelligence poses a mounting threat to digital security. He says, "I agree on close dangerously strong artificial intelligence in the sense of an artificial intelligence that poses, for example, huge cybersecurity risk," he tweeted. And now we come down to Uganda as engineered bamboo replaces timber. In Uganda, the production of engineered bamboo primarily begins at a nursery where a variety of grass are grown. Once they mature, the bamboo poles are sliced into tiny strips that are glued together to make beams, typically replacing wood. These bamboo pieces go beyond timber. The processing facility is situated outside Kampala and has produced high-quality bamboo that can be turned into corrugated roofing sheets, tiles, and even fiberglass. These lightweight, sophisticated bamboo products make their way to Europe, where a startup is using high-tech processing to transform them into thin fiber that are glued together to make material used for cars, aeroplanes, and windmills. Bamboo's tensile is stronger than steel, which is why it is being considered for construction reinforcement. The team is working days to produce a container of strips, but that requires 5,000 poles per month to meet the demand. In Uganda, commercial plantations are still few and young, so their biggest challenge at the moment is access to bamboo. In a country where proper hardwood is becoming scarce, this grass is closing the gap slowly. Yes, bamboo poles come in different shapes and sizes, which makes calculation during production difficult. Engineered bamboo is solving this problem.
Very interesting and very amazing insights regarding the trends, what's happening all around the world. But what really got my attention, we're talking about the ChatGPT. And definitely we shall be giving you more updates here on Smart Tech regarding what's happening regarding this new development. You know, this kind of platform is really providing quite lots of solutions. I think this explains why majority of the people we see they are losing jobs, most especially in the tech-related companies. Trust me, once you try out ChatGPT, you may not use Google again. It's quite an amazing platform providing solutions. It was developed 2021, it's update 2021 backwards, 10 years ago. Of course, they fed it with all the information that is required digitally to be put into, so it can provide quite lots of answers. And the most amazing aspect is that the way it's being designed is that it's customized. It speaks to you as a person, like how somebody can relate to you. And quite more developments actually are still going on, you know, quite very amazing. If you want to write a proposal, it can do that for you. If you want to do anything, you know, it literally provides solutions to life. And this is all artificial intelligence, though there are quite some kind of threats that maybe some people might use it. It might be, of course, hacked into, and some people might use it to create for wrong reasons, and of course resulting to hacking, you know, robbery and all that. But definitely we hope that won't really happen, but it will be just providing the solutions and of course doing what it was intended to do, you know, to make the world really a much more better place. ChatGPT is just here to make our life much more easy. And at this particular time, we are going to get into a short commercial break, and when we return, I shall be getting into the innovations, the locally, of course, the local innovations, getting to see the local innovators, what they are putting up. And this time around, we shall be exploring the upgrade in e-learning. Stick around.